Today's video is how to build wealth with $0. So if you want to build your wealth because you don't have any, today's video is for you. I am Tiffany Thomas, a financially free millionaire. If you are looking to become the same, make sure and hit that like button and hit the subscribe button, and we're going to dive right in. Since you are starting out with $0, with zero money, you are going to need to trade your time for dollars. So the first thing you're going to need to do is get a job. You need some sort of experience and you need to start making some money. And this can be any sort of job, because since you are starting with nothing, you can pretty much start anywhere and immediately start to build your wealth. Once you've gotten a job and you are starting to make some money, then you want to focus in and think, okay, how can I increase my income? Can I get a better job, something that pays more? And can I do this fairly quickly? There are a lot of certifications that you can get fairly quickly, within maybe 48 hours or 3 months up to 6 months. And if you're thinking that's a long time, it's not, because we are looking at the full picture. We are looking at where we want to be in 10 years and 15 years at retirement age. So we can start right now by increasing that income. And I just Googled quick certifications to get for high-paying jobs. And some of those include a real estate agent or broker, or a phlebotomist, or a personal trainer, or some type of career with Google. They offer Google certificates, even a flight attendant, or even an emergency medical technician. So do the quick Google search yourself and see what pops up. What can you get certified to do that is going to boost that income very quickly? Even if it's something that you're thinking, I don't really want to do that long term. If you want to build your wealth, you need to start somewhere, and you can start with a low-paying job, get enough money to get that certification for a higher paying job, and be making even more money, and then you can figure out which direction you want to go. But you're actually making money. You are building that wealth. A lot of people complain about their jobs, how much they dislike it, that they don't make enough money, but they don't take any action to change their situation. If we think we are not getting paid enough, then what other jobs pay more than what you're making? And how can you get into that? Is there a certain certification that you need? Maybe that's what it is. So you get that certification and then you start applying for those types of jobs. We need to take responsibility for our own lives and the decisions we are making. And if you are not enjoying what you are doing, then you can figure out what field you want to get into. And you can try to find a mentor, someone that is in that field, and you can ask them questions, take them to lunch. And I've even heard of people working for someone else free of charge just because they want to learn the trade. So that is an option. Or if you do know what you want to get into already, then find someone in that field and see if they will pay you minimum wage, and you can get some experience, and then you can start to increase your income because you now have the skills, the experience that you need. So we don't want to just be sitting around complaining that we don't make enough money or that we aren't happy at our job. We want to figure out what we want to do. And even if we aren't sure, but we have some sort of idea, then get started in that field, in that industry. And that way you will know if you want to continue on that path, or maybe you don't like it, and then you can switch paths. But we won't know unless we try. And as we continue to increase that income, we can invest in education. Maybe there is an extra certification that we need to increase our pay. We can pay for that extra certification and it will pay off in the long run, because we'll be able to increase our pay. And once we have that money coming in, we want to make sure that we are investing our money so that we don't have to continue to trade time for dollars. So that could be investing in more education and investing in improving our skills so that we can increase our income in whatever field we are in. Or it could be investing in the stock market, a very passive investment. And if you would like to know what I like investing in inside of the stock market, I have a video for you. I will leave a link above. But the stock market is a very passive way that we can build our wealth over time. We can just have a certain amount transferred into our investment account every single month and start making our money work for us. Another way to invest our money would be in real estate. I really like investing in real estate. That has made a huge difference for me. And I like doing the buy and hold for the long term. So I'm collecting cash flow every single month from my rental properties and from my roommate. So real estate isn't quite as passive as the stock market, but you can make it even more passive if you do hire a property management company. But you don't have to do that. If you have enough flexibility and time in your schedule, then you can manage the properties yourself. And we don't have to have the full amount for the house. We can take out a mortgage and just have a down payment. And if we are moving into that property ourselves rather than just renting it out, we can have an even lower down payment. It can be just 3% of the home price with some lenders. Another way that we can grow our wealth is by starting our own business. And this does take a lot of time up front, but it can be worth it in the long run if we're able to stay consistent. Or we can even find someone else's business to invest in. And let me share my wealth building experience with you. I started working at a telemarketing company. So I was doing outbound calls. I was calling people and trying to get them to sign up for credit cards or different things. I really hated that job, to be honest, and I did not last there very long. But it was somewhere I could start, and it was one of the highest paying jobs out of all of my friends. I had a lot of friends that were doing fast food, and the telemarketing company paid more than that. So that is where I started. It wasn't some glamorous job that I knew I wanted to stay at forever, but it got my feet wet, it got me working, it got me creating some income. And then when I started college, I was able to get a paid internship. So I was getting college credit and making money at the same time. I worked for the Ogden City mayor. I was his intern, and I did a lot of marketing projects for him because I was studying marketing. And after the internship ended, I switched over to a real estate company, and I think I was making about the same amount that I was at the internship. But the nice thing about working there was that I could do my homework at work some of the time. And that is something that I would definitely recommend when you are looking for a job when you are in college, or if you are getting some sort of degree or certification, that if you can find a job where you can do some homework at work, that is going to be really beneficial. And I wasn't at the real estate company for too long. After that job, I switched over and worked at Chili's as a hostess and a busser. And my sister was actually working there, and so she helped me get the interview, and I ended up getting that job and worked there for a little while. And then I got tired of smelling like Chili's all the time. So I ended up applying for different jobs and found one at a credit office for what is called a ZCMI. It's a department store. And I also worked there while I went to college. So none of these jobs were super high paying, but they were creating cash flow for me. I was able to make some money while I went to school while I got my degree in marketing. I was completely trading my time for money. But that's one of the reasons that I worked while I went to college, so that I could graduate without any student loans. And after I graduated, I had a few different temp jobs while I looked for more of a career job. I didn't think it was beneath me to take temp jobs. I wanted some money coming in while I looked for that more long-term career. So I don't want you to think that you need to directly jump into that high-paying career job. You can work different jobs and just continue to make some money while you find what it is you really want to get into. And I ended up finding a job, not in marketing, but it was still a really good job. They had really good benefits, and I felt like the pay was really good, and they required a college degree. And I know a lot of companies no longer require a college degree. They look more at experience. So I'm not saying you have to go to college. I'm just saying learn the skills however you need to in order to increase your income and get into the field that you want to be in. And I worked at that place. It was a shipping company for 6 to 7 years. And I kept my expenses really, really low, especially the 3 largest expenses, which are housing. I had roommates or a roommate, and transportation. I paid off my truck early, and I drove that for 10 years. And then food is the third one, and I hardly ever went out to eat. I brought my lunch to work 99% of the time. So while working at this job that was more of a career, I was able to save a significant amount of money. I was able to purchase my first property, and I had roommates living with me so that they could help pay my mortgage payment. And then later I knew that I wanted to make my money work for me even more instead of just leaving it sitting in a savings account, because we will never retire if we are not investing our money. We cannot keep it in a savings account and be able to retire. So I ended up purchasing my second property, which was strictly a rental property. I got that rented out, started creating cash flow from that property, and thought, I need to do this again. And so I purchased another one. And then I thought, I need to do this again. So I purchased a fourth property. And while I was purchasing real estate, I was also investing in the stock market. So I was making my money work for me through real estate and the stock market. But that is not where I started. I started with trading my time for dollars. I started at a low-paying job and got some education and worked my way up from there. And then, of course, I started my own business so I could make money that way as well. And some of that is trading trading my time for dollars because I do meet with people one-on-one, but it's something that I enjoy doing. Comment below and tell me how you are going to start building your wealth. So going from $0 to millionaire does not happen overnight. A lot of people want to get rich quick, and I would rather get rich for sure. And this is how we do it. If we are starting with $0, then we get a job, we trade our time for money, and then we find a higher paying job, continue to increase that income. And then we can start investing in things that are going to make our money work for us. Hopefully you found this video helpful, and if you did, please hit that like button and share it with someone else who needs to hear this information, and hit the subscribe button to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and to the little bell to get notified on when I post new videos. And if you want to see even more content from me, make sure and check out the videos on the side of the screen. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.